Pope and the Catholic movement from the, I don't know where, like the 13th. The idea that struck me is that that Pope was saying about the impurity of the flesh.
Mhm.
So he starts speaking like the man is born here from the sin, and he is born on the blood and in a filthy place, and this life here is all about not connecting with matter, let's say.
Mhm.
This is the speech of this pope,
Yes.
and he and this author brings another idea about the breaking of the vessels,
Yes.
that in fact this world is where all the pieces are um, scattered. The all the pieces of light are scattered in the world, and we need to collect them and 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 bring it to light, let's say. So are two opposite ideas, like the flesh is the sin
Mhm.
in one hand, and in the other hand, no, here is the place where we can rectify and where we can find the spark of divinity. And he connected this idea with Renaissance. That was in Renaissance where Leonardo da Vinci and all these great masters brought this idea of here is the center. It is not there. It is
Mhm.
here that we can find it. So this is what I was reading it. And I thank you. And Shalom, Gil. Happy New Year, Gil.
Thank you so much. Happy New Year and good morning, Jill. We're so happy to see you here. So happy. I just wanted to relate to this book that you're reading in the word shavar, like basar. Basar is, so to speak, flesh. Happy New Year 25. Basar is like flesh in English. On one way. Yes, basar. This is flesh. But if we rearrange those letters, we have shever. Shever is a break. Is a break. Like, you see? Shever is a break. Like the breaking of the vessels. You see how this is going? Hello, Luke, good morning. The same word. Yes? Basar, bet shin resh. When we rearrange the letter, we have the word break. Good afternoon. The break of the vessels. So from one lens, this is flesh, so to speak, to the eyes. To the eyes of flesh, it's flesh. But in a way, this is where all the sparks are concentrated specifically. It's quite interesting. Depends of how we look at things. Do you have any questions, Jill? Luke, would you like to share something? To ask something, share a reading experience, a painting that you have seen? You're most welcome. For the new year 25, we can also look at the word Bereshit, which is Genesis or in the beginning, Bereshit. And when we open the word Bereshit, we can see that we can divide the word into two or three parts. Shavar, this is to break. Et, the, this is accusative. Shavar, et, Shavar, et, Yod. Yod is the covenant. So, what is Bereshit? To break the order, the heavenly order. So, every beginning starts with a breaking. You see, we can divide the word Bereshit. Good evening, Yanis. We're very happy that you're here. The word Bereshit, translated to English as in the beginning, can be divided to three parts. Shavar or shever, Happy New Year. Yeah? Shavar or shever, this is to break. The, it, aleph tav, 1-4 of 1-400. Breaking the covenant or breaking, in a way, the order of things. Because every beginning is breaking. Now this is an open question to each and every one who participate here. Did you experience any beginning that you experience in your life as a breaking of something former? Does it feel to you when you start something new? Work, moving a house, traveling to a new place. It feels like a break. So, in a way, every beginning, this is the law of nature, every beginning starts with a break. Meaning break, we can translate break in English in two ways. To break something, like to break a vessel, shatters into pieces, but also to take a break, to take a pausa. There's a pausa from something former or current, stopping, and in a way while stopping something it is being stopped, not just but also break. We take a break from it and there's a new start, new reality emerges. Good morning, Cindy and Oakby, good afternoon. Yes, so every beginning, in a way, this is the law. It's a law in terms of not law and punishment, but this is how it works. Law, we take law as like countries or states that have laws and order. Law in English, it means this is how it works. This is the nature of the thing. Not that some kind of a ruler made it a law or legislation, but law, this is how the nature, the natural law in a way. So every beginning, by its beginning, demands, yes, a breaking of a former order or a way of life. And I believe that everyone can find at least one case in his life when a new beginning, a movement to a house. Yes, yes, excellent, yes. And moving to a new house, moving to a new state, traveling to a new place, start a different university, start a new job, moving from kindergarten to school and so on with the children or so. So every beginning, this is the definition of, by the way, a beginning or Genesis. Breaking of something. If something is not breaking, there is no start. Breaking also to take a break, a pausa from the daily life or daily routine. And there's a break from daily routine, and how do you say, suddenly a new reality emerges because there is a breaking of the routine. Pausa from the routine, and there's a new reality appears. Yes. Would you like to share with us any experience that you have regarding of Bereshit, meaning breaking the former way or order, or just taking a pausa and start in a way in a different life, apartment, country, university? What would you like to share with us? One of your experiences like this of the beginning? We shall be delighted. Yes, Jill, it is open. I hope the conversation can come green.
Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Oh,
Finally, you see.
I can say something today. How are you?
Very well. Happy to be here with you and to greet you with a beautiful new year and beautiful life.
Yes. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, everybody. I found it interesting because before I got on the call, then I'm writing with my sister-in-law. She's a writer. And so I was defining rupture for her. and it was I was just writing down it was caused to break or burst suddenly and completely. And so she was asking about the rupture of the aneurysm and what I'd learned, and I said I learned that there was a break. It was something that was going to be a whole new start, and so after it happened, everything changed. And I found it interesting that it was typing that to her.
Thank you. Thank you. Did you hear? Did you have a sound coming? Luke, Yanis, did you hear? There was no interruption for the voice? Yes? Yes. So Sydney, very good, very good, very good. Can you explain us what is this word rupture?
Um, so when I had that, it's called a subarachnoid, I think, hemorrhage,
Mm-hmm.
but it's called a ruptured aneurysm. And so the word rupture, when they define it, is caused to break or burst suddenly and completely, um, or just to a breach or a disturbance, a breach of a harmonious relationship, or but it's definitely a breaking and a bursting. It causes something else to come through.
Wow. It's so beautiful. Thank you for sharing it and good afternoon, Abigail. It happened today, Jill? This day? Hello, Jill?
No, it didn't. It didn't happen today, but the rupture happened in April.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm still like trying to like define it um, for to let my sister-in-law know kind of um, what she felt like had happened. She had asked me a question. She asked me if I could describe the moment when I realized how much um, I had, I guess, grown through the journey. And so it was just the realization that it was a rupture. And so everything that used to be wasn't anymore. Everything was changed and different. And so for me, every day is like different now.
Yes.
And so yeah, it's just interesting that that was my morning before getting on here. And I just wanted to share that.
Thank you so much. So just to share that every day is different. Every moment is a creation. Every day is different. It's so beautiful. Cindy is asking a question. If you would like to answer, if you have an answer, do you see Cindy? Do you see the text, Jill? Do you see the text on your phone?
Y-
Oh,
Yes,
oh,
I've seen it's called a I think it's a subarachnoid hemorrhage, which means that inside of my brain, one of the blood vessels had like an aneurysm or this like little bump or whatever. And so when it burst, then that's what it's called. But like I guess so people understand it, then it's considered to be a ruptured aneurysm. But it's called a subarachnoid hemorrhage, I believe.
thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so
Mhm.
much. It is often when we experience a change or breaking of the common or the current order or routine that we feel in a way out. Yes, all of us. Yes, we feel like some kind of a loss, or we don't feel that there is a control because we nothing that used to be the routine is repetitive, and in a way, seemingly we are in a vacuum or in space, but life, they have the way to lead us. So the more, in a way, we experience those breaking or those pause or stopping or renewal of life, the better. Because whenever we experience such a break, in a way, life breaks from eternity, from infinity, and manifests itself in our lives, because the brain, this calculating machine, always try to offer us, suggest us some kind of narrative that we are like this, or having this routine, or having this daily life or daily living, and this is who, in brackets, we are. But suddenly comes a break, and completely there's a burst of new life that, how do you say, humbles us, because it comes also from nowhere. No one can perceive the moment. Nobody can perceive even the scenario, how it will appear in the moment to the people. And this is how eternity works. And this is a great blessing. Because it is happening beyond the man's calculation or ability to calculate. And this is a great relief. All life is happening beyond any calculation. All life. This is the definition of life, also miracle. It's beyond any ability to calculate, to capture, to understand. This is it. Any questions or experience that you would like to share with us? Cindy, Abigail, Luke, Yanis, Ogbai, Fernando? There's something to share yesterday, because in Israel, many people are speaking Russian. If there are Ukrainians or Russians, they speak the language, the Russian language, and they celebrate a holiday called Novi God. Yes, this some kind of a merge between Christmas and New York Eve, because they used to have the Soviet regime there. And the Soviet wants to disconnect them from Christianity, so they just merged the holidays. So among Russian speakers, there is a holiday called Novi God, and this is a merge of many, many things together. And in the elevator, a grandpa, yesterday the elevator door opened, and a grandpa was like blessing in Russian, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I don't speak much Russian, and I said, Shalom. And then he continued to speak in Russian. What could I say? I could not, maybe a speech about Novi God. And then when the elevator arrived at the lobby, he put his hand that I will first walk from the elevator, and then I hold the next door for him. He says Toda in Hebrew. And then he continued, but it was like, it was an interesting experience, because he was like chitty-chatting in Russian, presuming that another passenger in the elevator understands or can share the moment. And I think during this elevator ride, he understood that I don't speak much of Russians, and then he said Toda, which means thank you in Hebrew, and it was like interesting moment. How is it in Italy, Luke, at the moment? Yes, you can also unmute and speak. Yes. I was once in assembly when too many people were speaking too many languages, not much English or other languages, and eventually you understand each other from the heart. Was an amazing experience. You can also unmute and speak. It will be welcome for the participant to hear voices. Yes. Oh, oh, beautiful. What a friend. Whoa. Wow. Mhm. It is interesting to look at this friend, yes, Sanbas, yeah. They say this is a lore that the sages say about creation. You see, there's a little friend, he has a body and he has a tail. I guess that the tail is longer than his body, if I'm not mistaken. The sages are saying that Olam Bria, what we experience as creation, sun, sea, stars, nature, trees, bees, and so, this is only the tail of the infinite. Yes? This is what the sages say about our universes. Yes, it is a very beautiful parable, this one. This is how the sages, yes, share this idea. What we perceive as the manifested world, oceans, seas, trees, river, fishes, animals, whales, birds, this is only the tail of the infinite, not even the middle. This is only the tail. What we perceive as center, or what we perceive as we know, or as ourselves, bodies, so to speak, is only the tail of the infinite. And as this animal feels its stress, it shades its tail. You can understand what is the following thought about our universes or life as they appear to us, as it appeals to us. So the selfing, what we tell ourselves about my name is, I was born in, and so on, this is such and such. This is only the tail. The selfing is the tail. The doer, the maker is just the tail, and it's falling. It's not who we are. We are infinite. The fact that people here, let's say, participate and have names, yes, this is part of who we are, the name that we are carrying. We are oftenly, since bodies appearing in time, so each body gets a name around birth, and we are taught to believe this is who we are, the body which is attached to the name. But if the body attached to the name, it means duality, it means there's two, there's name and there's a body. But this is non-duality. But we're taught to believe that the body is related to the name, which is who we are. But this is not who we are. We are infinite that are shining through those vessels called bodies. Like electricity. If we shall connect a refrigerator to the electricity, it will cool. If we shall connect the oven, yes, or a toaster, it shall heat. Yes, infinite is a source of energy, source of life. depends on what is connecting, which kind of we say instrument is connected to it. The refrigerator will create like cold air and the oven warm air, but none of them are defining what electricity is. Those are just bodies. The refrigerator is a body, and the oven, the toaster, is also a body. But none of those two can define what electricity is. Do you understand the parable? Luke is not his body. Electricity is not the oven. If a person would be associated with his body, it's like to say that he is a refrigerator, or he's an oven, or he is an air condition. There's a but we are not. This is just infinite consciousness that travels. At the moment, this consciousness, infinite consciousness or awareness, let's say broadcast through this instrument, which has a name. At the moment, their electricity goes through this current refrigerator. But when this refrigerator will be gone or something will happen and we shall connect in your refrigerator, it will still continue. Yes, electricity will go through the new one. Yes, this is a very good parable about what we call death. So, what is the beginning? Bereshit, this is appearance of a body in time and space. This is why the Torah starts with Bet, with the duality. Any questions or thoughts to share? So whenever we experience, so to speak, a difference, a break, a change, nothing really happens. We never lose anything. It's like this one friend drop his tail, or like the tree shades its dry leaves. There isn't any loss whatsoever. There isn't any loss. Nothing is missing. Though the brain will always broadcast to us that something is lacking, something is missing, you have done something wrong, and so whatever comes. But everything, all reality, streams as is. You're most welcome to unmute and speak if you like. Yes? We are alive. We are alive. There's no loss. We are alive all the time. The spirit is living all the time. All the time. There is no loss. There is no, in a way, there is no problem. The one who declares that there is a problem also will offer us a solution. So when there is a definition, when people define situation as a problem, probably there's also a solution. This is the nature of duality, but there is no problem. There is a beautiful verse that says that any sadness isn't coming from the extra. A sadness cannot come to you or to us as a feeling or as a sentiment. Again, sadness cannot come to us, yes, as a feeling or sentiment if the brain is not over-processing. So sadness, in a way, yes, is a reflection of over-braininess and calculation. Do you understand, Cindy? When there is a feeling of sadness, it's a consequence of overthinking and less engaging with the world, with what is happening. Meaning when someone feels sadness, it means he is not present. Sadness is a consequence of overthinking and calculating and over narrating. Sadness does not exist. It's a draft of what one might tell himself as a story. It says, Bechol etzev motar, in every sadness is a consequence of what? Of extra thinking. This is a verse from the Bible. Let's look at the word sadness in Hebrew. Let's look at the word sadness, etzev. This is sadness. Look, how does it work? Sad. I'm very glad that you asked those questions. Sadness. The word sadness, etziv, in Hebrew means two things. Nervous and sadness. Nervous system. Now look at those three letters, yes, and put a dash between them. Between those three letters, put a dash that will make sense to you and explain it. Put a dash and find a new combination and explain sadness according to this division. Let's look at the word etzev. Open the word etzev. Open it. There are three letters. Put a dash. Yes. Ain Sadi Bet. Yes, Ain Sadi. Now look at it. Let's open it. Ain Sadi. This is etz, like a tree, and Bet. Bet is duality. Which word or which concept hides in the word etzev? Etzev, which means nervous, but also sadness. Which tree hides in this word? Look at it. Which tree hides in this word? Very good. Excellent. Now you understand? Do you understand the source of sadness? When you feel sad, this is the root of your feeling. So when someone said, is a consequence of overthinking, over divisioning, over narrating. So go and do something else. Just move from this thought, engage yourself with something vital that you are present in. Yes? It's very simple. When we are happy, it's very simple. When we are happy, the heart is engaged. The heart is in it. We cannot be happy without the heart. Just, it is impossible. When the heart is not engaged, there you have it. This is just, how do you say, a symptom. When somebody is sad, it's just a symptom. The heart is not engaged. The heart is both the center. We say this is the center of the town, or town center of the town. Like the heart is the center. This is where infinite also is. So when we are sad, there is no space for the infinite. There's over fermentation of the brain activity, which is unreal. So if you sense that you're sad or nervous, because please pay attention, it's the same word in Hebrew. Etzev or atzabim, when people are nervous. It's the same thing, this over activity. Just be present, play something or do something that, like go to nature, just engage, look at the bird, like that the heart will participate. The sadness is just a mark. Like when you drive the car and you have a stopping sign on the road, stop, we cannot continue, just stop here, yes? So sadness is like a stopper. Hey lady, you don't use your heart. Yes, there is nothing bad in sadness, it's just a stopper. Use your heart. Don't let your heart freeze. What is sadness? When the heart is frozen, this is sadness. This is it. This is just, how do you say, when we drive on the road, there's all kinds of traffic signs. They tell us now it's highway, now it's to stop, now it's to slow down. Yes, a kindergarten, or there's like a neighborhood. Yes, or here there's a hotel, or there's a museum, all kinds of, yes. So this is in the city life or in civilization, but also in one's human's life. There's all kinds of signs, yes, and omens. When this is appearing, it says, okay, to be engaged with something. The heart is always requesting to participate. Don't cut the heart. What people are suffering most anxiety is that people are disconnected from the heart. This is where they have all kinds of anxieties and all kinds of syndromes. But none of this exists. Only to the eye of the beholder. Yes, cooking and baking. Yes, yes. It is very happy. Yes, because it demands presence. You cannot once. No one can cook unless he is present in the moment. Because the fire is very fast, and you know you have to take things from the refrigerators, from the cabinet to prepare. It doesn't matter what kind of a menu now we are preparing for supper, but you have to be present in the moment the fire is speaking, like the fire in the heart. This is why you are happy when you're cooking. So it's good. You probably cook very well also, I believe. Yes, they cook a lot. Yes, yes. Any questions or thoughts, experiences you'd like to share? For some people, it's music. For some people, it's writing poetry. For some people, it's to have their space to paint. For some people, it's to take a walk in nature and to draw birds or flowers, or just take pictures and then to communicate of what is happening or what happened through the walk. If you notice, do you have cats at home or nearby? Did you have, are you around cats in the neighborhood or by next to your homes, houses? Do you have a presence of cats next to you? Yes? Cats are very interesting. Yes. They're very, very sensitive and they move without noticing, and suddenly they're not, for a split of a moment, they're not there. This is, and they are so, if you are around them, you notice how life is just like tick, even a split of a moment, there's such a great change, but through them we can evidence this every day. Yes. Also, this is in English we say cat. In Hebrew, chatul holds the letters of hatchala, beginning. So beginning is something like which is very, very like in a split of a split of a split of a second. This is when you can experience beginning of something, to notice that it's coming. Very close to midnight, a cat appeared here. She climbed 10 stories of floors of the building, and she appeared here. There was the blessing of the year. She came by herself. It was a surprise. Today at the bay, there's a cat. We named her Weather. She's like, her name is Weather. She's a very interesting cat. And she was sitting first in the sun, and then it was too hot for her. She just moved a few centimeters and under the bush in the shade. And you could see how she was moving from, okay, now it's too warm, moving to the shady part of the space. Air conditioning, you see? Also in a cat. So you're susceptible to, how do you call this? Foreign beliefs, black magic. This is a black magic. Like people from the village, they have all kinds of things. They spit. And every black cat we name Petal Petal. Yes, Petal Petal. This is also, well, of course, this is only, you bring about all kinds of people that grew in villages, never been exposed to life. There is nothing, this is, yes, villagers' life, ignorant people without education. This is the source of it. Life is beautiful if we willing to go before all kinds of words that people are saying around things. Just being there. People are carrying around them like amounts of, of loads of, I don't know what to call it. Just amount of load, insanity, yes, that nobody is willing even to question. When you read, for instance, Philon of Alexandria, we have 7 volumes of his writings here, and he says something very interesting, that each and every one of us grows in a starting point called family, core family, and people go along, even when they grow up, they continue to believe that what they have seen to their eyes as children or as young adults, this is the ultimate absolute truth without questioning it. But since several people are being born in several families, each one is certain that what he saw or the way he grows is the best, or what he was exposed to, it's the only truth, without questioning it. The question is, when do we start to remove those, let's say, those walls of ignorance and inquire? Just accept what people say around without looking for the truth. And then we say we're sad. Imagine a man or a lady sitting in those houses made of, not from natural bricks, but from foreign loads of what humanity produced through thousands of years without questioning, and then they feel so heavy and so sad. And nobody dares to break into the light and ask questions, just carrying more and more foreign beliefs of others, like what people usually live in the sewers. Yes, they just dress themselves and decorating their houses with foreign beliefs and magical thinking, and then wondering why life is so dark and heavy. Nobody's questioning anything. But everybody's repeating something that somebody said without questioning, and then they feel sad and cold and heavy and they get sick. And they're wondering why. Because so much effort is being invested in collecting and carrying this hallucination around us without looking into the light. Just, yes, he said, she said, somebody says 10,000 years ago, and nobody's questioning it. And everybody's carrying this load of selfing. And I know, and my aunt told me, and this uncle, and this pope, and this one, and this... carrying and carrying and carrying loads of shit, and then it's heavy and dark and sad. Yes, wonder. Cat, I can guarantee you that cat does not carry this heaviness. The cats, they don't tell themselves those stories that we are telling ourselves. Yes, 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 Fernando, yes. Yes, that's correct. Yes, yes, we're carrying many dead bodies around us. Yes, bodies of wisdom that somebody, so to speak, in brackets, as somebody said 700 years ago, and we're just carrying, continue the shit and wiping the windows with dark, how do you say, napkins of mud. This is how we clean the windows, and then we wonder we cannot see anything through the window, but you cleaning it in brackets with napkins of mud, how do you say, with, yes, what comes on the ground when the rain touches the ground, and then you have a muddy, yes, from the swamp, and then we clean with this the window, and I cannot see anything, and it's dark. It makes me sad. Well, that, there is that, the Hebrew is that, the way things go. And there's also that. This is reason. Yes, there is that. That is religion. And that is where the interception of logic goes. Yes, yes, yes. Religion today is like a lifestyle, a habit. When people tell you that they're religion, it's like this is what they're accustomed to. This is their habit. This is a lifestyle. So when people say that they're religion, yes, so it's a declaration. Yes, it's like people who decided from the beginning to live close life, not question anything. In a way, they decided not to live life. They just decided to shelter themselves from life. Yes, this is religion. Like Fernando said here, very beautifully put. So, dear friends, to this new year, for this beginning, there's a great wish to live life openly as they come in a moment. And this is how life is, happening in a moment. And with this beautiful blessing, I would like to wish everybody a beautiful, fresh, new, happy year. Toda and shalom, and see you soon.